I just think it's amazing because you look incredibly young. I mean, I thought you were like in your 20s, like early 20s. So, but just the way you talk and the way you carry yourself, I mean, you can show all these young women so many things. So tell them something, like somebody, a young lady out there that wants to be in the music industry, and you know what you had to go through. Just, look at the camera and just say, give them a little advice, like what not to do, because everybody knows what to do, what not to do.
I watched it flip. Where is it going?
Oh, sorry, se cayó otra vez.
Continue, right? That was a good.
Oh. Sí,
yes.
Gracias.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Right there? Okay. So any woman that wants to enter into the music industry, there's so many things I can tell you for advice. There's so many things I can share with you as far as staying true to yourself, making sure you're making music that speaks to you, music that is true to you, that you want to listen to, focusing on your craft. Don't be so gullible. Don't listen to everything anyone says. Don't sign contracts without reading them or getting them revised. I've signed some bad contracts, and it definitely slowed me down. Luckily, I was able to find my way out of that with a really good team. Not everyone has a really good team. Build your team. Build your team with people who believe in you. Don't just be around people who are money hungry. Focus on being original in your own truth. Living in your truth for sure is so important, because when you live in your truth, your audience can tell that that's you, and it helps them connect with you so much more than if you're just trying to copy the next person, for sure.
And this is why I love you so much. You're such an incredible young lady, and I love this. That is such great advice, because that's the kind of advice that I want my kids. I have 2 daughters, and I want them to hear from someone like you, someone so young, and you seem like you got everything together.
I seem like that.
So we talked about the best thing that's going on in your life. The best thing. I want you, Krystal Poppin, please tell me something, because everybody thinks you have a perfect life. You're on videos, your Instagram account, everybody loves you. But there's this one thing that you're dealing with.
Yeah. I think that something you don't see on social media is I talk about it here and there, not a lot though, is that this journey gets very lonely. It's very, I hit like moments of depression, for sure. It's something that I have to deal with, especially because I'm an emotional person. I think that's why I'm able to translate that to the music. But I definitely find myself in a lot of lows, but the challenge is like facing those lows and knowing that it's going to get better and you got to get yourself through it. And whenever I'm facing those lows, really, you know what I do?
Please tell us.
I go to my laptop, I put on my headphones, and I put on a beat, and I work through it. And on a few minutes in there, like 10 minutes in, I'm forgetting about what's making me sad. You know what I mean? And I think that that's a beautiful thing, because I always know, like, whenever I'm facing something like that, I know that music is always gonna be there for me, for sure. And definitely, I have loved ones around, I have my family, things like that, for sure. But sometimes I'm facing things like that. It's just like, things that I don't know if like my family would understand, like
right,
about
absolutely.
this, for sure. It definitely gets lonely. It's not always fun. It's very challenging. It's not guaranteed. A lot of the wins sometimes are very spaced out. So it's like trying to find the motivation to make it to your next win is also a challenge too. I'm also independent, so I don't have like a money machine behind me. So anything that is fueling the fire, I have to get up and go get it. If I don't go get it myself,
no one's gonna get it for you.
Get it for me. No one's gonna save me. That's something that I didn't realize early on. When I first started making music, I was like, someone's gonna find me and I'm gonna get saved. You know what I mean? And that just like that, if I hadn't thought like that in the beginning, I think that a lot of stuff would have gone a lot differently. I wish I would have learned that right away.
I love that you said that. Nobody is going to save me. And this is something that we all have to learn, especially us as women, because we want to play that part, I don't know what's going on. What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
You know, and we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, that's a form of manipulation, in my opinion, because we use that. We do that. But I love that you said that. Nobody's gonna save you. You're a successful an artist. And here you are talking about depression.
Yeah.
And I love that because there's a lot of people that see you on Instagram or they just see your career and they're thinking your life is perfect. And you just mentioned depression. You just mentioned what you go through.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Krystal Poppin goes through this, imagine what the rest of us go through.
Right.
But thank you for being honest and letting these women and men know, because men go through depression also.
Right.
Men have a way of living and sometimes they want to act tough. And I love that you're being honest, because when I talk, I asked you, be on the podcast, but please be honest. Let's not sugarcoat anything, because people need to know the truth. They're not going to learn how to change their life or how to have a better life if we're not being honest. You know, if you're like, oh, I'm perfect and everything's great and I make so much money and my life is, I mean, first of all, we all know that's not true.
Yeah, it's not
because
real.
it's life. It's not real.
Yeah.